So tell me, were you a Nintendo fan or a Sega fan? So back when I was a little kid, I used to have this Nintendo Entertainment System, better known as the NES, and it was a lot of fun. But one day it just broke. I don't know, it just sort of happened. I did what any sensible kid would do. I threw it in the trash. So that brings dishonor to me, my cat, my dog, my family, my cow. And now that I think about it, nowadays, I think that maybe if I kept it around, maybe I could find someone who could, I don't know, repair it. And I might have my NES right here with me right now. Sad times indeed. So after that, I actually got an SNES, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, for Christmas. My parents got it for me, or should I say Santa Claus? So I got the system and it was the best thing ever, man. I became such a huge Nintendo fanboy after I got the SNES. I got such games as Yoshi's Island, Super Mario World, Mega Man, Bomberman, The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, and, among others. But then came a fateful day. The N64 was announced, and I was raging like a fanboy. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. So then again, I did what any sensible kid would have done in the 90s. I sold my Super Nintendo for $30. Yep. So I sold my Super Nintendo to my neighbor. I saved up money. I got the Nintendo 64, and it was a blast. I got Ocarina of Time, I had Majora's Mask, I had Paper Mario, which is an awesome game, and the whole cycle repeated itself. I got the good games, I got the system, I got everything that a kid could have in the 90s. So, but then, they announced the GameCube! And oh my god, I had to have the GameCube, and you wanna know why? Because it was the GameCube and it was the next best thing for Nintendo. So by the time the GameCube arrived, I was already working in a part-time job. I was like, I don't know, like 12 years old at the time. And I made some extra money. With the money, I bought the, obviously I bought the Nintendo GameCube. So I got the Nintendo GameCube on launch day, and there were three choices for me. There was either Pikmin, we just mentioned, or some ski something game. I think it was Wave Race or something like that. So I got Pikmin! I got my GameCube, my brand new GameCube, I got Pikmin. One day I got so frustrated that I just went to GameStop and I traded in my Pikmin game. Guys, I'm so sorry! I was just a stupid kid, guys! Help! Later on in years, I actually think back on it. Pikmin was an awesome game, but it was so hard for a little kid. So, after the GameCube, there were some minor things happening with the GameCube. It was good. It wasn't perfect, but it was good. Then came along this limited edition GameCube with Zelda Collector's Edition. So I did what any Zelda fan could have done. I went to GameStop, I traded in my N64, my GameCube, all my N64 games, counting Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, Paper Mario, all that good stuff. And I traded all in for a brand new GameCube. And the girl at GameStop was like, why are you trading in an N64 and a GameCube for another GameCube? And I was like, because of the Zelda game? And she was like, okay. So it was good enough for them, it was good enough for me, so I actually got the new GameCube with Zelda Collector's Edition. And I was so happy, I was like a fanboy again. I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Then one day, Nintendo unveiled their brand new next-gen console, codename Revolution. The first time I heard the name Revolution, I was so excited about it. So I got the Nintendo Wii on launch date again. But this time around, I kept my GameCube because I was starting to notice the fact that I kept selling my older consoles for the new consoles, and I was getting nostalgic for them. So after I got the Wii, that's when I decided I would never sell another console. No more. No more. So one day I was playing the Nintendo Wii. Because apparently, through the middle of the campaign, they changed the name from Revolution to
Nintendo Wii. Because everybody now has a Wii.
So I got a Wii, and I wasn't really happy about it. That's when things got weird. One day I was just thinking about it, and I went to GameStop, and I'll admit, I was weak. I looked into the other consoles, you know, Sony, PlayStation, Microsoft, Xbox. I got an Xbox 360. It was the first time ever that I bought something that wasn't Nintendo related. Up until this point, I was a huge Nintendo fanboy, but the Wii was meh. So I can say I sort of have like some kind of Nintendo depression, if you can call it that, because I wasn't getting, you know, my satisfaction by Nintendo. One day I decided, you know what, I'm gonna collect every Zelda game available. And that's what I did. I got Ocarina of Time, I got A Link to the Past, The Oracle of Seasons, The Oracle of Ages, Link's Awakening. After I got all the Zelda games, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna keep collecting games, really awesome games. I got the whole Assassin's Creed franchise, I got all the Pikmin games, I got all the Paper Mario games except for the 3DS. For some reason, I'm not that into the handheld business. I mean, I had the Game Boy Advance, which was my first handheld system. Then I got the Game Boy SV. Oh man, that's another story for another day. Then I got the Nintendo DS Lite. And the last console that I actually got is the Nintendo Wii U. Which, let me tell you something, it was a huge letdown when I heard the name. You're tearing me apart, Nintendo! But let me tell you something, I am not disappointed. Besides the name, of course, it's a good console. I got to experience a lot of games that back when I was a little kid I couldn't afford, or my parents couldn't afford, so now I can play it on the virtual console. Games like Earthbound, Super Castlevania 4. For a game that tries to advertise the fact that it has so much freedom, it actually has none. No, none whatsoever. But you know what? I'm gonna admit it. I've been thinking about trading in this game a few times in my life. But it's still here. So that must count as something, right? I don't know. As a kid growing up in the 90s, you either were Nintendo or Sega. And for the most part, I was a Nintendo fanboy because I couldn't afford more than one console. My parents couldn't get me more than one console, so I stayed up with Nintendo. But I got to play a few Sonic games along the way, either on my cousin's house or a friend's house. Let me tell you something, Sonic was something really awesome. I got to experience Mario, which in my case was Link, and Sonic. By the way, you want to see something really cool? This little guy right here is from 1993. It's a rare item to find around. You can maybe get it on eBay or something, but this one is actually original. When I was a kid, I used to watch the cartoon series from Sonic, and I was a huge fan of it. So my parents decided to make a Sonic the Hedgehog theme party for me. And that's where I got this little guy right here. Isn't he just adorable? A lot of people have seen the plush and they go like, ooh, can I have the Sonic plush? And I'm like, yo, get your own. Basically, I gave you a really abridged story of the boy I was and the consoles I played. You can tell me what you think about the story down in the comments section below, or you can tell me your own story. Let me hear it. Well, I'm not actually gonna hear it, but I can see it, you know, I can see the letters and all that. Let me know what game you sold and then you felt nostalgic for it. Or tell me which game you sold and you're actually really happy about it. Because that happens too. And of course, you can follow us on Facebook, you can like this video, you can subscribe to our channel. And by the end of the day, I'm just trying to be relatable to all of you who are watching. Because I know some of us have made this mistake. I'm never gonna let this one go. So that's it for today, so bye bye. By the way, if you missed the intro video to this channel, you can watch it, I don't know, like right here, I guess. And of course, you can always subscribe down below. And, you know, we'll be waiting for you.